Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra and with me is Shail Bhatnagar. Well, the Nifty yesterday fell just 5 points short of hitting its all-time high, reversing from its intraday high of 25,073 mark yesterday. Although it did manage to eke out the 9th straight day of gains as well. It was the broader markets that definitely outperformed, along with a lot of sectors like media, stocks, insurance stocks, finance stocks, all of them which gained ground. The Nifty Bank also recovered some of the losses incurred throughout the series as well, and today will be its monthly expiry, so we'll see how the Nifty Bank also pans out as well. It was a 0.25% uptake for the Nifty Bank as of yesterday, and of course the big question is now that the Nifty is eyeing its 10th day of gains and fresh record high levels in sight. Will that happen today or a little while from now? Good morning to all our viewers and good morning, Shail.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are bang in the middle of the week, a wonderful Wednesday morning right there in front of us. As Sakshi has pointed out, it's the monthly expiry of the Bank Nifty, which has actually, if you see the last 9 sessions, which have been into positivity, has added somewhere like 1,650 points. But on a monthly basis, which is from the start of August's expiry, which was very, very painful, very, very trying for stocks, the Bank Nifty is flat, up just 0.5%. With that background in mind, now let's analyze what is likely to happen today. Cues that are coming in from Wall Street are now flat to muted. Both the Dow Jones Index and the S&P 500 have put in a very, very strong 2-week performance on the long side, and markets are now consolidating. Everybody is now waiting for 2 events. Nvidia, which is the top chip maker and perhaps the most important stock in the world, will declare its quarterly earnings tonight. That will set the tone as far as furthering of risk on trade is concerned. And of course, now in the medium term these days is 15 days, the US Federal Reserve meeting between September 17th and 18th will be watched. There is a rate cut coming, only the quantity is now in, how should I say, debate. 25 basis points, which normal sensible people are expecting, and 50 basis points, which aggressive traders are looking out for. At the same breath, both the US 10-year yield and the dollar index are now muted and quiet. There is just, how should I say, calm before the storm starts breaking again. Now let's look at our markets. As we've been telling you, Nifty is up for the 10 sessions in a row, and the index itself at a record high, around a record high, 25,011. 17 is where it shut shop. Record high is 25,078. Most likely it will happen today, but it's a point of pause, mainly because the rally has been overextended over the last 8-9 trading sessions. About 900 points is what the Nifty has added to its total, and it is at T-1. Tomorrow is the monthly expiry for August. The index has appreciated 2.3%. What are the other points to look out for? Over the last 3-4 days, it is options writers who have made more money in the F&O space rather than trend traders, because the Nifty has appreciated and is now consolidating for the last 2 or 3 days, anywhere between 24,900, 25,100 or so. So this is a zone where option writers are making more money than directional traders. The most critical component to look for today would be Reliance Industries, a day ahead of its AGM. Remember, the stock is up about 17-18% over the last 1 year. India's most profitable company, India's company with largest market capitalization, is expected to announce a slew of initiatives for its shareholders. We have an eye out on that as well. 2 or 3 things that need to be checked, ladies and gentlemen, today is the Tata stocks from its technology side. Tata Tech in particular, remember this counter had surged dramatically in trade yesterday. The volumes have increased sharply. Yesterday 77 lakh shares of delivery was taken, compared with a volume of 2.36 crores. Remember, the 30-day average of the volume is just 26 lakh shares. So there is a 10x rise in volume, and the delivery, which is 77 lakhs as of yesterday's trade, on a 30-day average, it's just 11.9 lakhs. So a surge in delivery, and two major funds have been very big buyers of Tata Technologies, which is Copthall Mauritius, which has purchased 40 lakh shares, and Gisalo Market Fund, which has purchased 36 lakh shares. Please keep an eye out on Tata Tech. This was, remember, an IPO that got listed on 30th of November 2003 at a fantastic price of about 1300. It went up to a high of 1400 rupees, and then on it's been a one-way slide. The IPO price was 500 rupees. So people have made excellent money, but a new set of investors now creeping in. Similarly, Tata Elxsi was the top traded counter in trade yesterday. About 4,000 crores worth of trades were done, and 55 lakh shares were traded, out of which 7.47 lakh shares have been converted to delivery. Remember, the 30-day average of trading is 3 lakh shares, so it's a 17x increase, and the delivery statistic for a 30-day average is 82,000 shares compared with 7.47. These are a couple of stocks that I'm looking for. Also NBCC, August 31st is when this PSU contractor decides on a bonus issue. The board will meet. Two other stocks, Hindustan Zinc and Force Motors, will be adjusting their current market prices to the dividend payout that they have given. This is from my side. Let's get back to Sakshi. She'll give you a wonderful number for FII investments that are coming into India, and of course whatever happened on Wall Street. Sakshi.
Right. So overnight, Wall Street indices did have a quiet session ahead of the Nvidia earnings, like you pointed out, and it's likely to pan out even for the futures the same till the time they actually see Nvidia earnings come about. S&P 500 rose about just 0.16%. The Dow Jones and the Nasdaq ended up 0.02% and 0.16% respectively. So it was a quiet but positive session. Meanwhile, the Asian equities also did see some cautious early morning trading, awaiting the tech companies' earnings reports, and we did see, flattish with the negative bias trade on across the board across Asia. Nikkei declined by about 0.4% in the early morning trading session. Kospi down 0.5%. Hang Seng just about 0.1% lower, and Shanghai absolutely flat with a negative bias as well. The Gift Nifty is also flat, indicating a tepid start to the Indian markets at about 25,003 odd levels, as it is indicative of. As far as the overseas investors are concerned, they've stayed net buyers of Indian equities for the fourth consecutive trading session as of yesterday. Foreign portfolio investors, they bought stocks worth about 1,503 odd crore rupees. It was the domestic institutional investors that actually turned net sellers after remaining buyers for 16 consecutive sessions. So they offloaded stocks worth about 604 odd crore rupees after 16 days of continuous buying. A lot of stocks that we need to keep an eye out on. Paras Defence and Technologies has approved the raising of 200 crores via QIP, so that stock will be in focus. We've seen ICICI Pru Life Insurance Company. The company has received a GST demand, a penalty order worth 429 crores from the Maharashtra Tax Authority. Keep an eye out on that one too. We've also seen Gensol Engineering. The company's launched US subsidiary Scorpion Trackers. It targets a 2,000 megawatt annual supply by 2028. PNC Infratech will be in focus. The company was declared lowest bidder for a highway project worth 380 odd crore rupees in Uttar Pradesh and in Bihar. So that stock will also be in focus. We'll keep an eye out on Aditya Birla Capital. The company has made an investment of 300 crores via rights issue in unit in the Aditya Birla housing finance space as well. So keep an eye out on that too. We'll also keep an eye out on both the SBI counters, SBI and SBI cards, as Dinesh Khara has retired as the chairman, and he's resigned as the director of SBI Cards and Payment Services as well. Remember, he's been servicing India's largest bank since last 4 years. Within this period, we've actually seen both the profitability increase for the bank as well as cards as well under his tenure. And now we will be looking at CS Sethi, who was still now managing director and in charge of the international banking, global markets technology, who will now take up the new chairman's position for SBI for next 3 years, starting today. And remember, Sethi is also a career state banker as well, and he's also spoken about the at the event yesterday too. So that's a momentous occasion. We'll have to look at how the counters react to that. Office Space Solutions, the company has signed largest managed aggregation deal of 3 lakh square feet with Niyati Group. So keep an eye out on that stock as well. Skipper will be in focus. The company has approved raising of 600 crores via both equity and via debt as well. So keep an eye out on that stock. Infibeam Avenues will be in focus. The company's AI arm has introduced women's safety feature AI facility manager for CCTVs. So that will be important to track. NBCC, the company is to consider a proposal for the issue of bonus shares on August 31. So that company will be in focus today. Carcel will be in focus. The company's UK unit will acquire remaining 30% stake of Yorkshire-based Carcel Brassware for £350,000. So that will be in focus too. UPL will be in focus. The company's subsidiary UPL Global has acquired the remaining 20% stake in PTXL Meg Indo in Indonesia. This will be for a consideration of $6.5 million. Earlier stake of 80% was acquired in October of 2021. We'll also look at Adani Enterprises. The company has approved raising 800 crores via public issue of non-convertible debentures, and the flagship company will be issuing 80 lakh NCDs on the face value of 1,000 rupee each, amounting to 400 crores with an option to retain over subscription of 400 rupees as well, 400 crores as well. So keep an eye out on Adani Enterprises. There'll be a new listing as well today of Orient Technologies, which is set to debut on the main board. We'll keep an eye out on that as well. Shail.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap on the kind of stock news that has come into the markets post 3:30 p.m. But as good a time as any to welcome Mr. Kiran Jani, Head of Technical Research at JNM Broking. नमस्ते किरण जी, स्वागत है आपका. रिकॉर्ड हाई आपके सामने बिल्कुल है बाज़ार में. किस हिसाब से आप रोल ओवर्स को देख रहे हैं? कोई खास ऐसे स्टॉक्स जहां पर स्ट्रेंथ के साथ अच्छे रोल ओवर्स दिख रहे हों और कुछ ऐसे स्टॉक फ्यूचर्स जहां पर आपको कमज़ोरी दिख रही हो मजबूत रोल ओवर्स के साथ सितंबर के लिए, क्या लगता है?
वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन. सो ओवरऑल जैसे आपने बताया कि यूएस मार्केट की तरफ से तो कोई क्यूज हमें मिल नहीं रहे थे. जो भी एक पॉजिटिव न्यूज़ आने वाली थी या जो भी एक एक्सपेक्टेड था मार्केट का कि वो लोग रेट कट साइकिल स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, और वही पेस के ऊपर हमने कहीं ना कहीं देख के फेड की तरफ से लास्ट वीक में वो कमेंट किया है. उसके बाद कंटिन्यूसली हमारे मार्केट ने आउट परफॉर्म किया है. कहीं ना कहीं बैंक निफ्टी जो अंडर परफॉर्मेंस के अंदर थी वो लास्ट 2 दिन से मार्केट में आउट परफॉर्मेंस देख रहे हैं. लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ आईटी एंड बिकॉज ऑफ यूएस फेड जो रिजल्ट या तो जो भी अनाउंसमेंट थी उसकी वजह से आईटी के अंदर एक एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी आउट परफॉर्मेंस हमने देखी है, जिसकी वजह से निफ्टी आउट परफॉर्म कर रही है. अब कल का दिन बहुत म्यूटेड था एज एक्सपेक्टेड. अब आज बैंक निफ्टी की एक्सपायरी है और कल हम देखेंगे कि अगस्त की मंथली एक्सपायरी भी होगी. तो कहीं ना कहीं हम देख रहे हैं कि जो रोल ओवर्स हो रहे हैं वो एफएमसीजी स्टॉक्स हो गए, ऑटो स्टॉक्स हो गए एंड फार्मा स्टॉक्स हो गए. कहीं ना कहीं यहाँ पे हमें काफी अच्छा एक रोल ओवर दिख रहा है. लोग अपनी यानी कि ट्रेडर और इन्वेस्टर अपनी लॉन्ग पोजीशन को कैरी करके जा रहे हैं. ऑटो के अंदर डेफिनेटली एक फंडामेंटल टेलविंड्स है कि हम फेस्टिवल सीजन में आ रहे हैं. आईटी के अंदर जैसे हमने बताया कि फेड चेयरमैन की तरफ से जो आया है, तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें लग रहा है कि ऑटो, एफएमसीजी एंड जो आईटी है वहाँ पे हम लॉन्ग इनिशिएट्स कर सकते हैं. लेवल वाइज अगर निफ्टी की बात करूँ तो 24,800 वुड बी द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट सपोर्ट. Until and unless 24,800 is not breaking out, then we can expect market to touch somewhere around 25,200 to 3,300. Coming to the Bank Nifty is also set up a very good setup on daily chart. यहाँ पे भी अगर आप देखोगे तो 50,700, 50,800 very strong support. Any dips towards 51,000 would be the long initiate zone. Keep a strict stop loss of 50,800 and immediate level we are expecting prices to touch 51,800 kind of a target. Stock specific, we like 2 stocks. One is Canfin Home. Since last 2 days we are seeing that NBFC pays are doing very good, and within the NBFC pays Canfin remain underperform. Now it is trading above its 50 days moving average also. Stock has given a breakout from its 5 days, 6 days consolidation. Momentum indicator getting back into the bullish zone. So at current market price, somewhere around 860, we can go long. We can expect price target of 880 within 2-3 days, and we can keep a strict stop loss of 849. So with the stop loss of 849, one can go long on Canfin Home, number one. Number two, as discussed, pharma stocks are also doing well. So within the pharma, mid-cap pharma has given a fantastic result. Now within the pharma, hospital stocks can be looked into. Since August month, we have seen that hospital stocks into the very consolidation or a narrow range. So one of the hospital stocks, Torrent Pharma, which we are liking. So Torrent Pharma at current market price, one can go long. The price is trading into the range of 3,300 to 3,400. Yesterday, we have seen prices closes about 3,350. Momentum indicator is already trading into the bullish zone. Yesterday, volume and OI was quite high, and the price is also trading into the green zone. So it is completely a long built-up setup. One can go long on Torrent Pharma at current market price, keep strict stop loss of 3,330 with the viewpoint that we are expecting price target of 3,420. So as far as our understanding, market is into the bull zone. Unless we have discussed level is not breakdown, then we can expect some far good rally also. And the sector specific FMCG, auto, IT looks promising to give a good return in upcoming month also.
Very good morning to you, Kiran. Well, it's the monthly expiry of the Nifty Bank as well. So just wanted to ask you, how are you looking at the entire banking space right there? Are there any pockets that are throwing some more opportunities with the recovery that we have seen in Nifty Bank through the series? It's recovered from some of the losses that we saw in the initial half of the month. How would you look at the banking story unfold?
So at starting of this month, everyone was waiting for this Fed chairman policy or the announcement. That's the reason Bank Nifty has underperformed initially. And the day announcement came after that, we have seen that Bank Nifty has recovered from very much at lower level. Bank Nifty, in fact, tested its 100 days moving average. At that 100 days moving average, we have seen that Bank Nifty formed a bullish reversal pattern, and from that, it is trading into the higher bottom pattern. Looking at current setup, as we discussed, 50,800 would be the great support. Now coming to the within the stocks, we can see that PSU bank and private bank is performing very well. ICICI Bank, you can see Axis Bank, you can see even HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank has delivered a far good returns, and that's the only reason Bank Nifty sustained above 50,000. Now coming at current juncture, we can look into the PSU bank, as PSU bank is forming a bottom, or we can see a good reversal pattern. Also, PSU bank trading into the narrow zone. No doubt it is, there are many multiple PSU bank trading below is 100 days moving average also. So within the PSU bank, we like SBI. Reason being, stock has very good support at 800. We have seen, even though Bank Nifty broken down is 51,000, SBI managed to hold his 800 level. Recently, we have seen that when SBI facing the resistance of its 100 days moving average, consolidating in very much narrow range. However, on RSI or a momentum indicator, we can see some bullish divergence. So one can go long on SBI. Risk reward ratio is very much favorable. Keep a strict stop loss of 800, and we can expect price target of 840, 850 in upcoming time. And within the banking space, again, HDFC looks very much promising. So at current market price, one can go long HDFC also, until and unless it is not breaking down 1600. So one can keep a strict stop loss of 1600 and can go long on HDFC Bank also. And we can expect target of 690, 700 in upcoming time. So overall, if you can see, we are giving a large cap ideas only. Reason being, as this juncture, return on capital is not important. The safety of investment or a return of capital is more important.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's try and request the PCI to get a chart of GMM Fodler on the screen. A huge block deal, 41 lakh shares worth about 550 crores has just been announced. Remember, the all-time high for this stock has been somewhere in the vicinity of 2,100 rupees in September 2022, and so far the stock is now trading at 1357. This is a session of huge block deals, ladies and gentlemen. We've tracked many for them for you yesterday, as also across the board. Please keep GMM Fodler in mind. The year-to-date performance is a drop of 16% on the chart, and for the past 1 year, in the past 12 months, the stock has given a negative return of 12%. So keep GMM Fodler as far as markets are concerned on the view. Some other stocks that need to be marked, Sakshi and Kiran have just discussed SBI. Remember, SBI is the worst performing banking stock for this month, down about 4.2%, and Bandhan Bank is the best performing stock in the Bank Nifty for the month of August, up 8.1%. Please keep these 2 or 3 threads in mind when you look at prices for the month of September. I'll also mark Bajaj Auto for a very strong reason. Not only is it the outperforming auto stock, two-wheeler stock for the month of August in the F&O expiry in the automobile space, up 12%. The company has also given minor guidance. It wants to sell 100,000 electric vehicles a month in the festive season. Please keep this stock in mind. 10,493 is a record high for this counter. Let's take a very quick view from Kiranji, specifically on Bajaj Auto. What are the charts telling you?
So looking at Bajaj Auto's daily price chart, it has given a breakout from its consolidation. Recently, we have seen prices as trading at 10,500. Looking at that consolidation pattern breakout, we can expect price target of 11,500. So any tips towards 10,000 would be the great entry for Bajaj Auto. We can keep a strict stop loss of 9,900, and we can expect price target of 11,200 to 11,500 in the upcoming time. So definitely one can go long on Bajaj Auto aggressively also.
Got it. Let's now welcome Mr. Gaurang Shah, who is going to be now joining in on this special broadcast. We have Senior Vice President, Geojit Financial Services, now with us on the show. Warm welcome and good morning to you, Gaurang. Good to have you with us. Well, first up, I want to understand from you, we've seen major events also go past by. Even the Jackson Hole Symposium is now passed by. 25,000 is back with the Nifty. How are you looking at the market setup now? Have we made a bottom, something that we were already fearing, just about that much? Or do you think there could be some more testing on the downside right now in the markets?
Thank you, Sakshi, and morning and Shubh Prabhat to all of you all. Sabhi ko pranam hamare taraf se. I think last week you were not there. Shail and me were in conversation, and I had mentioned that there is a likely possibility that we are preparing ourselves for a new all-time high. We are very close to it. Possibly after the event tomorrow in form of the monthly expiry of futures and options. I think maybe Friday or Monday you might see that new peak being attained. Would be prudent to see if we are able to maintain ourselves at those levels or whether we succumb to a little bit of profit booking. I think profit booking would be the order of the day. I would prefer that because consistently over the last 10 odd trading sessions, we've been maintaining that positive momentum. And anything that goes up continuously does not give a correction makes me a little bit concerned. Events, I think we'll have GDP numbers for Bharat and US. We'll have the Reliance AGM happening tomorrow. Along with that, possibly the Jackson Hole meet where Mr. Powell has mentioned that September will be the month wherein we will meet the rate cut. Don't know the date and the quantum of it, but I think if it happens, it is going to go down quite well for US market and for the global markets as well. And in form of momentum, I think small bit of consolidation, profit booking, choppiness, volatility, whatever you want to call it, either today or tomorrow because of the monthly expiry, cannot be ruled out. So I think, Sakshi, I beg your pardon.
नमस्कार गौरांग जी, तहे दिल से आपका स्वागत है मार्केट टुडे पर। बताइए किस तरीके से आप फ़िलहाल सेंटिमेंट देख रहे हैं दलाल स्ट्रीट पर। लगातार 10 दिन से हम लोग एक तरफा दौड़ में जुड़े हुए हैं। निफ्टी में लगभग 950 अंक और लगभग 1650 अंक का इजाफा बैंक निफ्टी में। यहाँ से कहाँ?
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद शैल जी, आपको भी प्रणाम और शुभ प्रभात हमारे तरफ से। यहाँ से कहाँ, ये बहुत ही पेचीदा सवाल है। अगर आप हमें पूछे और हमारा और आपका जो एक दोस्ती का और मित्रता का रिश्ता रहा है। मेरे ख्याल से आपको स्पष्ट पता है कि जब चारों तरफ मायूसी और काले बादल मंडरा रहे होते हैं तो मैं बहुत खुश हो जाता हूं, क्योंकि तब मुझे लग रहा है कि अब बाजार ने बॉटम बना दिया। और ऐसा ही हुआ है कई बार शैल भाई। तो 25,075, 25,085 ये निफ्टी स्पॉट का स्तर होगा, जिसके ऊपर अगर हम जाकर के बंद देते हैं, मैं बंद की बात कर रहा हूं, सिर्फ उसको पार करना नहीं, पार करके अगर बाजार बंद देता है तो मेरे ख्याल से 25,200 की तैयारी हमें बिल्कुल रखनी चाहिए। और मैं निसंकोच ये बात कह रहा हूं शैल भाई, और जितनी पेसिमिज्म बाजार में आती है उतनी ही ऑप्टिमिज्म मेरे में आती है। विकल्प के रूप में, हालांकि आपने पूछा नहीं है कहां पर नजर रखे, लेकिन एक स्टॉक की हमने चर्चा की थी जो कि 10 साल यानी कि एक दशक बाद टाटा समूह की कंपनियों से आता, वो है टाटा टेक्नोलॉजीज। इसका फ्लोर प्राइस शैल भाई था करीबन 585 का, 1100 के आसपास कल जाकर के बंद दिया है। कल कुछ ब्लॉक डील भी हुई थी मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पर, अगर मेरी सूचना सही है तो यहाँ पर नजर रखना मेरे ख्याल से काफी अनिवार्य होगा।
Right. Gaurang, a few stocks that I want your views on. One is Z Entertainment. We did see a sharp spike, 15% last half an hour of yesterday after the disputes regarding termination of the merger were resolved. Do you think the worst is now behind, or is there some more uncertainty to be dealt with as far as Z Entertainment is concerned?
Sakshi, to be very honest, for a fundamental guy, it is very prudent to look at numbers. And I think this stock has gone through all sorts of rough, turbulent weather over the last maybe about 1.5 years or so, or maybe more. Fortunate, unfortunate, I don't know. We do have a coverage on the fundamental side on Z Entertainment. The stock has been a dumb squib. Let me be very honest to confess this. I think our targets are somewhere close to about 185 or thereabouts. So if you have your old investments and if you have a lot of patience, you can continue to hold on to the stock.
Right. Let's get Kiranji into the conversation, and thank you, Gaurang, for pointing out the sharp burst in Tata Technologies. Yes, there was a block deal yesterday. Kiranji, what are the medium-term charts of Tata Technologies telling you? It's up for the last 4 days, but let's take a medium-term view. All-time high 1400, at the moment 1100 or so.
So looking at Tata Technologies pattern, the stock is consistently trading into the falling channel, and recently we have seen stock prices given a breakout from its falling wedge. Number one, stock has also made a rounding bottom pattern at bottom. At rock bottom even, and it is given a breakout from that also. And after the IPO, we have seen stock prices developed its 100 days moving average also, and now stock is trading above its 100 days moving average. So multiple breakout is there, falling wedge, rounding bottom, and it's trading into the above its 100 days moving average with volume. So definitely medium term charts look very much promising. Earlier, we have seen that stock price has a resistance of 1100. Now, stock price is just trading at that particular level. So, conditional buy would be there. If today market opens above 1100 and sustained, then one can go aggressive long on Tata Technology. We can expect price target of 1150, 1200 in very soon time. And one can keep a strict stop loss of 1050. The risk reward ratio is 1:1. But looking at overall chart pattern, one can go long on Tata Technology definitely.
Right, the pre-open is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. Flat one at that. The Nifty is slipping 35 points lower, around 24,983. And what is pulling the Nifty down is TCS, 96 rupees lower. This will improve for the better. 4,400 is what you see. ICICI Bank is 2.5% lower. 1191. This was also improved for the better. Let's look at Reliance. This is more important. A day ahead of its AGM, 9 rupees higher, 3010. How about Infosys, 5 rupees higher, 1905. How about Bajaj Twins? Bajaj Finserv, 11 rupees higher. Bajaj Finance, 5 rupees higher. L&T in the green. This is how the structure is amongst the top 10 heaviest weighted counters. We'll shift our focus to top gainers in the cash markets. NBCC, no surprise here. The board meets on August 31st to discuss yet another bonus issue. The counter is 5% higher, at 186.50. I believe this will be the circuit limit for the counter as far as prices are concerned on the top side. What else is moving within the most active list? There is a price adjustment for dividend on Hindustan Zinc. Please keep that in mind. I think the number was 17 rupees of dividend, 515. What is gaining? Trend. Absolutely no stopping that. I think Sakshi will give you an update. There are two brokerages who have updated the target on Trend, 4.8% higher, 7,200. Similarly, you see a strong move coming into Timken India, 2% higher, 38.91. Let's take a quick detour in FNO before we get back to both Kiran and Gaurang. 7% downtick in Granules India, 624. Okay, it's come back to sensible prices. Let's look at the top gainers here. Dabur, 1.5% higher, 653. This is the rural theme that is running very, very strongly. And I'd just like to look at one more stock, which is TCS, still down a percent, 44.51. Gaurang, coming to you, a very sharp burst that we saw in a lot of Tata stocks yesterday. 20% up on Tata Investment, 15-17% high on Tata Elxsi. Nelco was up 13-14%. Is there a group-wide event that probably people are looking forward to, or is it just something that happens off chance in the market?
Well, honestly, Shail, I wouldn't have a slightest bit of idea of what's happening internally or whether there is any kind of grapevine that's in the market. And honestly, I mean, I would not give too much of weightage to that. But fundamentally, I think nothing has changed for Tata Group companies. Let's face it. I think they have been performing well on all accounts, whether it is the numbers, whether it is the growth trajectory, whether it is to do with the management's capability and capacity. And of course, with Tata Investment, I think there was a lot of news flow some time back. Then the numbers were also in line. Unfortunately, I can't give you a straight out advice buy, sell, hold because we don't have a coverage, but it is one of the strongest financial arms of the Tata Group companies.
Okay. Gaurang, like Shail was also pointing out, one stock within the group and beyond that as well, within the retail space is what I wanted to discuss. Bernstein has come out with a report on the entire retail space saying that investors and companies have been waiting for more than 2 decades for the Indian middle class to emerge and spend. And finally, we are actually seeing organized retail space expanding to tap into the rising consumer demand. So they have an outperform call on D-Mart, on Trent, on Jubilant Foodworks, on Devyani. But how are you really navigating through these moves within the retail space? Is there a long-term opportunity that investors can start tapping onto within this space now?
Honestly, Sakshi, I don't need Bernstein to tell me where. I am here, you are here. We know where the prospects lie. I don't even know whether to thank them for this. But India has been a consumption-driven story, and we have a huge population. Otherwise, why on earth each and every single foreign brand which is known outside India wants to come into India and set up their capabilities, services, outlets, whatever be it. Right from companies like Shoppers Stops to Aditya Birla Fashion to Jubilant Foodworks to respective FMCG names to the respective consumer durable or white good appliances names. We have been positive on all this, and I am extremely excited that the rain gods have been very kind. And I mean, some places he's been more than kind because of the kind of rainfall and the flooding situation that we had. But I think with the population that we have and 35% of it being young population below the age of 30 and 28, I think consumption is going to be the driving force. And that's one of the reasons why we heard Honorable Finance Minister in her budget speech try to boost consumption. because when you boost consumption, I think you get fired on all cylinders. So I'm glad that they have got, they have woken up to the bright side, but we've been there quite some time back.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a green tick on the Nifty and a very warm welcome from across the market. Let's hope even today and tomorrow we end at record highs. We are first looking for 25,078 on the Nifty, and of course then a close above 25,000. What else I would like to point out? Bombay Stock Exchange, ladies and gentlemen, this is the top mid-cap gainer within the NSE mid-cap index, 2.4% higher, 2765. Reason is absolutely clear. Its larger rival NSE is now seeking a SEBI permission to restart its listing process. Keep an eye out on this one. And of course, Z Entertainment, 1.5% higher, 153. Another company that came up with a fantastic analyst con call was L&T Technology Services. It has given a very, very strong guidance number, about $2 billion in terms of medium term target for sales, and an OPM of 15-17%. Lovely number, 5555.05. So this is a Nelson for all those who are interested in cricket. But reaching out to Kiranji, Z, what are the charts telling you, sir? 1.5% higher in opening trade, 153. Are the worst behind us?
So looking at daily price chart, definitely stock price is trading at very much rock bottom. Yesterday's volume was very much surprising, number one. Number two, yesterday we have seen price movement was also fantastic. Stock price has crossed this 50 and 100 days moving average in one shot only. The stock price was into the oversold territory, and from that we have seen multiple divergence, and now stock getting back into the bullish zone also. So looking at daily price chart, one can definitely say that worst is already behind, and one can go long. Risk reward ratio is very much favorable. One can keep a very strict stop loss of 135, which was yesterday's low only. And if the stock price keeps sustaining above 150, sooner we can expect price target of 180, 185, where we can see 200 days DMA also. So for target of 180.85, one can go long with the stop loss of 135.
Okay, got it. It's also the IT stocks that are picking up pace. You can see Wipro climbing up about 0.5% within the pre-opening trade, and LTI Mindtree also supporting it. Let's get Gaurang to tell us about how he's looking at the IT story unfold in front of us. Nvidia will be coming out with the results today. Globally, we are going to be keeping a keen eye out on. Do you think the IT space will be watching out for that? Will remain on the sidelines, and could there be an impact in case the results don't come as expected within the domestic IT firms, or will they be largely immune, Gaurang?
Well, so Sakshi, I think we have been positive on IT for a pretty long period of time, and I'm glad to see our conviction turn into reality in terms of numbers that have been delivered by IT companies. And my strong belief is, Sakshi, that second half of this FY25, that is from Q3 onwards, I think the run rate in terms of improvement in numbers is going to pick up space. Whatever commentary that has been set aside by the management post the Q1 numbers has gone down quite well, and headcounts increase is likely to be there. And this is one sector which was, it was like uh, a sector which was underperforming, and a lot of people on the streets were telling you to stay away from this sector. We remained confident, we had conviction, and it has worked out well. We've got almost more than more than half a dozen companies in the large cap, mid cap universe, starting with TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, Wipro Tech, Mahindra, Coforge, Persistent Systems, LTI Mindtree, L&T Technologies, KPIT. Cyient Limited has been one of the top mid cap, small to mid cap picks, which has performed well. And I think I just mentioned Tata Technologies just when we were opening up the show. So conviction is definitely there.
Right. I'll mark a couple of more stocks. Indus Stars, 442, a percentage point higher. A small information provided by Bharti Airtel Limited on the exchanges yesterday pointed out that its stake in Indus Towers post the public buyback is now 50.05%, which essentially means that Indus Towers is now a listed subsidiary of Bharti Airtel. That provides comfort to both companies, Bharti and Indus Towers, in their respective business. And this is a stock that has appreciated more than 33-35% in the last 2 months. Gaurang, how do you view this development for shareholders of Indus Towers as it now becomes a unit of Bharti Airtel?
So from a laggard, which was an underperformer and historically had a behavioral attitude in terms of sub 200 levels to 440 plus levels as of yesterday's closing. This is also one stock which has gained our attention, and we do have a coverage on the fundamental side, Shell on Indus Tower. And I think more and more positive news from the telecom sector with respect to the Vodafone Idea outstanding that is there. I think will have the tremendous positive impact on this stock, and it has, in fact, post those announcements, the stock has started to perform quite well as well. So it is one of the stock which is core service provider to the cellular service industry in India, and I think if you have investments, continue to hold.
Kiran, let's get you into the conversation. A lot of broader market gainers that will be keeping a keen eye out on NBCC. It's indicating that it would be again looking at over a 5% uptick in trade today. That's because of the bonus announcement that the company made yesterday. They are going to be mulling bonus on August 31st meeting. Office space solutions is something that's been consistently moving up, and today they've again done this largest managed aggregation deal of 3 lakh square feet. How are you looking at these two stocks today?
Would like to share view on NBCC definitely. Reason being, NBCC has given a very much good breakout from on daily chart. The stock price was trading into the consolidation zone, and now stock price is trading above its ascending triangle pattern. Number two, stock price has retested its 100 days moving average, and from that it started trading back into the height of high bottom pattern. Momentum indicator is also getting back into the bullish zone. Recently, whatever corrections we have seen, it was not led by the volume. Yesterday's candle was a reversal candle on 20 days and 50 days moving average. So definitely one can go aggressive long on NBCC at current market price, keep strict stop loss of 170, and we can expect price target of 200 in very short. So definitely NBCC looks good at current market price.
9:14, gentlemen. We are just seconds away from pre-open. Remember, Tata Technologies is about 1% higher in pre-open. Keep an eye out on this one. 1107. Okay, the markets are upon us. Let's see what the Nifty is telling us. Down 5 points. Nothing to be worried about. 25,013. What is the Bank Nifty telling us? Down 88 points. 51,200. Remember, it's the monthly expiry of Bank Nifty today. Now let's look at stocks. Let's look at Infosys. 7 rupees 30 higher, 1907. Reliance in the green, 1 day ahead of its annual general meeting. 7 rupees higher, 9 rupees higher now, 3008. What is ICICI Bank telling us? 5 rupees lower, 1221. How about HDFC Bank? A rupee lower, 1636. So it's a bit of even Stevens as far as the top heaviest weighted counters are concerned. There is no surprise on Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance, which is up 31 rupees and 8 rupees respectively. Remember, if you want to get a confirmed allotment in the forthcoming Bajaj Housing IPO, you need to buy Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance for the demat to register your holding structure. Okay, most active counters, no surprise here. NBCC taking it away, 5% higher. A bonus ratio to be announced on August 31st when its boards meet. This is, needless to say, consolidating near fresh record highs, 187.44. Z 2.4% higher, 154. Okay. Winners of yesterday, Tata Elxsi, a bit of a profit booking happening, 3% lower. Should not be worried. Over the last 2 trading sessions, Tata Elxsi has appreciated more than 21%. What else is moving? You have Tata Technologies, 1% lower. Top gainers, let's look at them. JMM Fodler, I had marked this stock, a block deal worth 550 crores. Now the counter is 7% higher, 1450. BSE 4% higher, 2808. Inox Wind 3% higher, 235. L&T Mindtree 2% higher. This is how the markets are opening. Let's just take a quick detour into Nifty IT. I want to see what L&T Technology Services is doing. 2.5% higher, 5633. Kiranji, what would be your first step into the market? What would you do?
So looking at market opening, definitely as we discussed earlier also, we are expecting that script specific bullishness is going to be there. There are chances that index will remain in a narrow range, but due to the monthly expiry, we are seeing that multiple stocks into the long conversation only. So stock specific KG will continue. We are expecting chemical sector is also doing good. So at opening trade, rain industry would be on our radar. Looking at current market price, rain industry on daily price side has given a breakout. This is the 5th attempt. Stock price is trading above 170, and this time if stock price is sustained above 170 level, then we can expect price target of 200. So at current market price, one can go long on rain industry at current market price, stick stop loss below 170, and we can expect price target of 200.
Okay, the small cap index continues to gain further ground. It's been hovering at record high levels. NBCC is the top mover, PNB Housing Finance, Electra Green Tech, BLSE International, SEAT, JBM Auto, a whole host of these auto ancillary names that are gaining ground in today's trading session. Auto ancillary space for you, Gaurang, how are you looking at this space, and any key favorites that may now turn favorites?
Well, so, right from tire manufacturing companies to battery manufacturing companies and to OEM segments, auto ancillary, Uno Minda, CIE Automotive, Exide Industries, Amara Raja Mobility, Apollo Tires, JK Tires. These are some of the names which feature in our auto ancillary OEM segment universe. And my sense is that the latest launches that we've seen, whether it is Thar Rocks or whether it is Tata Curve, uh, or whether it is to do with the FADA report in terms of the pile-up of inventories that some of the dealers have. Uh, our sense is that this is a short to medium term kind of overhang in terms of the dealers' inventory numbers, etc. Uh, companies are going to have huge number of launches, either in re-avatars or maybe in form of pure new launches, Sakshi. So this space is going to be buzzing.
9:20, ladies and gentlemen, we take a detour into the broader markets. The advanced decline ratio is fairly good, favors bulls. Remember, this is the 9th day of gains. 1488 shares in the green compared with 616 in the red on the National Stock Exchange. Business Today tracks 19 indices for you. Out of 19, 16 are in the green. We are led by the Nifty Alpha 50. I'd like to see what the Nifty 500 is doing. Fresh record high, 23,640. A fresh record high on the small cap index, 19,407. And it's the auto stocks that are also in thick trade, 1/3% higher. Sakshi, we are going to have a digit change in the auto space. The index will turn into 26,000. What is also at record highs, let's very, very quickly mark that. You have a fresh move which is coming into stocks. Just a moment, please. All-time highs within the NSE 500. Of course, usual suspects, Torrent Pharma, Sun Pharma, Indian Hotels, Lupin. Okay, this is just dominated by the pharma space. We've had a fantastic run up in pharma, Gaurang. Any favorites even at these elevated prices? Of course, relatively speaking, pharma is better placed on valuations considering many other sectors. What would you like here?
One name that was beaten down day for yesterday is Zydus. And
Yes.
that news flow's clarification came through. So any beaten down name because of certain news flows in the pharma universe is something that I get attracted towards and have coverage on both Zydus Life as well as Zydus Wellness. Amongst the mid-cap pharma names, Aurobindo, Natco Pharma features in the list. And in the front line, Dr. Reddy's, Divi's, Sun Pharma, and Cipla. These are the names. And there is always a case of flight to safety when the markets are in an unknown trajectory or in consolidation mode. So pharma and IT comes into the spotlight always, Shell. But I think there is more than what meets the eyes as far as pharma is concerned. But you need to be very, very stock specific in the pharma universe.
Right. Let's get Kiranji into the conversation. A lot of buzz within the F&O space as well. IEX is the top mover, 3% higher. L&T Technology Services also about 2.5% up. Aditya Birla Fashion Retail, Trent, they're both buzzing. We also have L&T Technologies and LTI Mindtree, both up and about within the F&O space. Lots of action unfolding within various sectors. Kiran, where will you place your bets?
So as discussed in the morning also, that IT, FMCG and auto, these three sector we are liking, reason being rollover. Number three, we have also discussed about that mid cap IT and large cap IT. So within the IT, large cap and mid cap both are doing very good. So there are two stock which we are liking. One is Wipro. Reason being Wipro is forming an inverted head and shoulder pattern on daily price chart. The breakout is still pending, but looking at price chart, we expect that breakout should come as possible as soon, and we can expect price target of 560, 580 very soon. So here also we feel good safety and risk reward ratio. So one can go long Wipro at current market price, keep strict stop loss of 500, and we can expect price target of 560, 570. Another stock which we are liking, that is Birlasoft. Looking at Birlasoft price chart, the stock price came down very sharply. It has broken down its all important moving average. However, recently we have seen one bullish reversal candlesticks pattern formed at 550 level, and from 550 level, stock price already at 640, 650 level. So at not current market price, but any dips towards 620, 630 would be the great entry level for Birlasoft. So keep an eye on Birlasoft. Any dips toward 630 would be the entry point. Give strict stop loss of 610, and we can expect price target of 690, 670 in upcoming time. So IT would be the preferred choice at current market price.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at volume buzzers. I know this is early, but in the first 10 minutes, there are stocks that are breaking volumes for the last 1 day complete. NBCC, already 100% of 5-day average is traded. 2.29 crore shares have been traded. Record high, 7.5% higher ahead of its bonus announcement on August 31st. 191 for you. GMM Pfaudler, we've marked this one 8% higher. No stopping Tata Investment. Remember, yesterday the counter was 20% higher. Today again 7% higher, and already 2.3 times volumes have been traded. Z, 100% of volume is traded in the first 10 minutes. This is looking super good. Bombay Stock Exchange, remember all these stocks were talked about in pre-open. 4.5% higher, 28.18. 60% of 5-day average has been traded, and Indus Stars 3% higher, 2% higher at 444. What else is buzzing that requires attention? I think it's M&M. Let's look at the auto space. I have marked Bajaj Auto in the morning. Okay, this is good. M&M 1.5% higher, 28.20. Very quickly to you, Kiranji, what is M&M chart telling you? Mahindra and Mahindra.
So looking at Mahindra and Mahindra chart, we have seen stock price has corrected from recent high, and from that we are seeing that stock price trading into the falling channel only. But within that falling channel, we are seeing that from 20 after retesting 2600, stock price started trading into the heart of high bottom pattern, and now it is above its 50 and 20 days moving average. Recently, stock price has made a resistance or a top somewhere around 2860. So it would be a conditional buy. If anyone is holding, they can keep holding this particular stock. Keep strict stop loss of 2780. And if price is not breaking down 2780 and crosses 2860, then we can expect price to touch again 3000. So for fresh buying, we would like to wait and watch, and let's market to cross 2860 level. Once 2860 cross, we can go long.
Okay, got it. Let's get Gaurang into the conversation again. Gaurang, you started by talking about how the cues for this week will also include RIL AGM. Reliance is hovering about a 0.5% higher in trade today, above 3,000 odd levels. What are the key things that you may be expecting from the AGM? We've been long awaiting the cues on the IPO front for Geo and retail. No signs right there. Do you think this time around there could be a discussion on that? And what else could provide a further fillip to the stock?
Well, so whenever the AGM is there, Sakshi, there are a lot of expectation that's get built up, especially with hiving off geocellular services business, because there is some really interesting valuations that we've heard on the street for geo telecom business. And undoubtedly, I mean, the value will unlock the way Geo Financials did. We have coverage on Reliance. 3,300 is the target. I think any incremental information about the energy business that the Honorable Chairman, Mr. Mukesh Ambani, had mentioned in a couple of AGMs, progress over there. If there is going to be any interesting new venture that they would want to step into, I think that will be welcomed with both the hands. And of course, there are a lot of expectation on the street. This will happen, that will happen. But I think we'll wait for the management to disclose about their business strategy tomorrow. I think it's going to be post-market, if I'm not mistaken. So it would be interesting to listen into the AGM.
Right. The AGM starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. and it's the most sought after event in markets. Just like the annual budget, we'll of course be having live coverage of that on Business Today. Let's look at the PSU basket, ladies and gentlemen. It's buzzing with gains. The tone was set by NBCC, 7% higher. PNB Housing Finance, 3.5% higher. Remember, it's one of its very long-term shareholders, General Atlantic Partners, cleaned out its 4% stake, and that went to a host of domestic mutual funds as also FIIs, 3.4% higher, 911. Gaurang, you've always had a very positive view on PNB Housing. With a new set of investors, where do you think the stock is headed? What looks good?
Well, honestly, Shail, in the housing finance segment, if you ask me, PNB was in our coverage a while back. But then because the targets were in place, we have kind of, removed the coverage as of now in PNB Housing Finance. Housing Finance, if you ask me, I think this company that you're speaking about, NBCC, that is, that's one of the companies that is under our coverage. Canfin Homes is the other one. LIC Housing is the third one. And our sense is that though there are some reports of some slowdown in the real estate sector, but I think it's only a small blip. Overall, I think with the kind of projects that are lined up both in metros, tier 1, tier 2 cities, along with the push from government side in terms of affordable housing for all, one of the triggers for housing finance could be possibility of a rate cut, not in US but in our own country, that is Bharat, India. And I think possibly by year end you might have a small rate cut coming through, which will be incremental positive for housing finance companies and real estate companies.
Okay. Well, good.
Right. Sakshi's just sent me some news on. Yeah, Sakshi, yours.
No, yours, Shail.
nahi. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay, so I think this via Reuters we've actually come to know that India's NSE has applied for this no objection with markets regulator for the public offer, so it's now maybe closer to its IPO. That's been a long awaited one by all the investors community since BSE has been there with us for investors to participate, and of course it has also given a dream run to investors. Just wanted to get Gaurang's view on what kind of opportunities can come in if this comes closer to reality on NSE. How should one be prepared?
Well, keep your checks ready. I would say that, Sakshi. It's going to be.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think the way BSE has been a wealth creator, NSE's got a larger presence. It's a larger entity when you do pure comparison between the two. So valuation is something that we'll know as we go into the future, Sakshi. But yeah, I mean, after all the news flow and unfortunate incidences, I think if NSE does see the light of the day in terms of the final signed, sealed and delivered approval for an offer, I think it will be a tremendous wealth creator, though we'll have to wait for the valuation and the time. But my assumption is that it will be one of the best IPOs and it will gather a lot of interest. And I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks all-time records.
Yes. Absolutely. Sakshi, the reason why we were marking BSE since the morning was because of how should I say, the effect that a forthcoming IPO has on listed players. And there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that NSE's IPO will be a global event. There is no other exchange in the world which has this kind of dominance both in F&O and in cash, and of course is a cash throwing profit generating machine. A lot of investors in the unlisted space have made tons of money on NSE alone, and I remember before COVID the price of unlisted NSE was anywhere between 800 rupees to 1100 rupees depending upon the size of the block you wanted to buy, and today it is anywhere between 4800 rupees to 5200 rupees. That's the kind of appreciation that we've seen. Undoubtedly it will be listed on the BSE, so it will be a part of the Sensex in the first 1 year of its listing. Let us see how it goes, but as you pointed out and as Gaurang has said, this will be a marquee event. Every decade there is one how should I say, multi-bagger stock that gets listed. In the decade of 2000 it was Maruti, Bharti, TCS. In the decade of 2010 to 2020 there were many other companies, and of course in the decade of 2020 and 2030 it will undoubtedly be NSE. Kiranji, do you have unlisted shares of NSE?
So I am not holding any NSE unlisted share definitely, but our client and associate has this position. Recently, a big block deal happened, so in that we participated also.
What else is looking good to you on charts now?
Gaurang wanted to interject also, I think.
Gaurang wanted to say something. Yes, please go ahead.
I think if anybody's got the largest block, I think it's going to be Mr. Shail Bhatnagar in the market.
No.
But yeah, but I just wanted to point out one thing over here. I think all those entities who have a stake in NSE, just in case if this company meets the date for the IPO, I think those companies should also be on the radar, because for them also it's going to be a fantastic game changer.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Sakshi, I'll just mark GMM Fodler, now 11% higher. Remember we highlighted the block deal before markets open. Gaurang, my apologies. Kiran, would you want to take a shot at GMM Fodler? Now almost above 1500. It's a blowout stock and very, very strong volumes also coming into it. What are the charts telling you?
So as you asked me about the NSE shares, that is I am not holding, but JMM Fodler I am definitely holding in my personal portfolio. So that is first disclaimer that yes, I am holding in
Oh,
my
wonderful.
So recently at daily chart price, we can clearly see the hidden bullish divergence is there. Number one. Number two, chart pattern has formed a bullish reversal pattern on 16th August and 17th August we entered. So this is a clear cut disclaimer from my side. So we are holding this particular stock. Stock price is now giving a breakout from double bottom pattern on weekly chart. So definitely one can hold this particular stock. If anyone wants to chase this rally, they can chase this rally also. Any dips towards 1470, 1450 would be the great opportunity to enter this particular stock. And we can expect price target of 1600, 1700 in very recent time. So definitely one can look into the GMM folder, a very good company, can go long and on deep, keep strict stop loss of 1400.
Got that. So that's the view on GMM Fodler. Well, the Nifty has slipped into the red, 1/10% lower at 24,988. Most of the sectors have also seen some profitability, profit booking from the higher levels. Realty is down by 0.6%. Metals have slipped about 0.4% in trade. Mid caps, after hitting that record high levels, have now slipped about 0.3% lower in trade. Banking space, the Nifty Bank, IT, autos, oil and gas, they're all seeing some profit booking from the higher levels. India VIX is up by 1%. It's the small caps that are holding up, the Nifty Next 50 stocks and the pharma index. So we are seeing some pressure build up at the higher levels in the markets. But Gaurang, we've not even touched once the favorite stocks and sector of yours, defense, even now, on this show. So I wanted to ask you, 20, 30, 35% lower for some of those stocks, which we have been consistently tracking with you and celebrating at, every milestone. Do you think this is probably the best time in hindsight that viewers, investors are getting who may have missed the earlier rally to participate, or what is your view right now?
I'm least bothered or concerned with a correction of 20-30%, or even if it has to correct a little bit more, Sakshi, because last 1.5, 2 year, these stocks have seen a rally of 200, 100, 150, 200% or even more. So if I am a investor with a very logical approach and a sound mind and disciplined approach, I would be the last one to complain about this 20-30% correction. Maybe there could be a little bit more, who knows. But I have mentioned this earlier that defense is a growth story for the next 3 years, 5 years, or maybe more. Just today, I think Indian Army has ordered for semi and fully automated rifles of SIG 716 series. Of course, this is not from India, but from an overseas body. The crux or the thing that I'm going to that I'm driving at is that there are new funds getting launched also, Sakshi. So there is going to be demand for this paper. Defense Index Fund. Yes. We have, I think, 3 of them already. One of them is open, or maybe it has closed now. That is Aditya Birla Nifty Defense Index Fund. So these companies, by default, the fund managers have to look at these names. So these, ठीक है, correction आता है, उसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है यार? नहीं आता है तो मैं डर जाता हूँ या मैं थोड़ा बहुत चिंतित हो जाता हूँ. लेकिन इतने चलने के बाद अगर 10, 15, 20, 30% का करेक्शन आता है तो मेरे ख्याल से किसी को शिकायत नहीं करना चाहिए, ना ही किसी को रोना चाहिए. ऊपर से ये मौका देख समझिए, और जो भी सक्षम मजबूत कंपनियां हैं जिसका जिक्र मैंने पहले किया है, उनमें आप निश्चिंत होकर एसआईपी कर लीजिए. मैं तो ये कहता हूँ 5 साल 10 साल के लिए. मेरे ख्याल से आपका जो भविष्य होगा, योर फ्यूचर विल बी वेरी वेल सिक्योर्ड.
Absolutely. Nobody could have given a better answer than the one that we've had coming in from Gaurang. And just to update on the mutual fund, Gaurang, Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund has mopped up 330 crore rupees from its most recent defense NFO. And before that, it was Motilal Oswal Defense Index IPO that mopped up around 1800 crores. I am sure those fund managers are rubbing their hands with glee, seeing the seeing the sharp corrective rallies that have happened in Cochin, in Garden Reach, in Hindustan Aeronautics. If people were madly looking to buy HLL at 5500, they should be doubly thrilled for getting it at 45. And if you liked Garden Reach at 2800, it's a mouth-watering 1800 rupees for you now. So these are Sakshi cycles. For months together, Tata Elxsi did nothing. 10,500 rupees corrected to 6,900 rupees over 2-3 year period, and suddenly you see this burst. You and I and Gaurang and Kiranji within 2 years, within 2 months, will again be discussing probably fresh highs in Cochin, BDL, BEML, BEL, HAL, Garden Reach and Cochin. These are movements that happen, and they just need to be taken in their stride. I think it's going to be a rail day. Very, very strong move coming into RailTel, RVNL. Both of them are top gainers within the railway space. Up 2.3%, RVNL up 2.3%. Kiranji, what looks good on the charts as far as the PSU railway pack is concerned?
So PSU railway stock, we are liking two stock. One is RVNL. Reason being RVNL trading into the very much narrow zone, and looking at other railway stocks are performing. RVNL is not performing as of now. So risk reward ratio is very much favorable on RVNL at current market price. One can go long at current market price, which is somewhere around 590. Keeps stop loss of 570, and we can expect price target of again 640 to 650. So RVNL is our preferred choice. Which another stock which we are liking is IRCTC. IRCTC we discussed multiple times. From 600 level, it made a high of 1100, and from 1100 it is again started falling. But now at current market price, stock price made reversal bullish pattern on daily price chart on right bottom of 200 days moving average, and on momentum indicator we also seeing some bullish reversal divergence are happening. So IRCTC would again another stock where the risk reward ratio we are looking very much lucrative. So at current market price, one can go long on IRCTC, keeps stop loss of 910, and we can expect price target of 1000. Also festival season comes, so that is a fundamental tailwind with the IRCTC also. So one can look RVNL and IRCTC for sure.
Okay, got it. Let's also discuss some more spaces then with Kiran now. Kiran, again, I'll take you to the broader markets where a lot of action is unfolding. And I'll ask you again on some of the stocks that are moving. Again, the auto ancillary space is catching my attention. UCAL Limited is again up 12% in trade today. We have a whole host of other stocks that are buzzing in trade. Where are you keeping your focus within the auto ancillary pack today? Would it be the EV focused companies or the EV part suppliers? Would it be the tire makers? Where are you seeing more promise?
In auto ancillaries, we are liking Precam. So Precam is a crankshaft particular stock who made the crankshaft for India and as well as Europe also. So Precam looks very much promising at current market price. Anyone can go long. Recently, we have seen a very heated moment already came from 192 to 260. So not at current market price, but any dips toward 240, 250 again accumulation zone, one can go long. Keep stop loss below 220, and one can expect price target of 290, 300 in upcoming time. So Precam looks very much promising after a big time correction and price correction. Stock price back into the bullish zone. So definitely one can look Precam.
Okay. The oil and gas space is also buzzing. Where are you keeping your focus here? Would it be again the OMC space that continues to look promising, or are there other names that you'd like to add to the list now?
Pardon me?
The oil and gas space and OMCs, the oil marketing companies, are you looking at that favorably? Or is there anything else within the pack, energy pack, that looks promising?
So within the energy pack, one PSU stock which we are liking that is Coal India. As of now, since 3 days, Coal India is trading with the lower water pattern, but stock price is already has given a breakout from ascending triangle pattern. So Coal India, one can look, this dip can be used as an accumulation zone. We can expect price target to test somewhere around 520. So 520 to 530 is the accumulation zone. Keep strict stop loss below 500, and we can expect price target of 560, 570 in upcoming time. Number one. Another in energy sector, which we are liking that refinery stocks BPCL and HPCL. So HPCL we are already holding in our portfolio. So I would like to comment on BPCL. So BPCL is trading above its ascending triangle pattern breakout recently. A good correction also has happened. So BPCL, one can look at current market price. One can go long on BPCL. Price is somewhere around 350. Keep stop loss below 340, and we can expect price target of 370, 380 in upcoming time. So BPCL and Coal India both are on our radar.
Okay, got it. So that's as far as the OMC space is concerned. Let's get you to also talk about one more stock from the banking space, especially private banking space. I'm talking about IndusInd Bank. Why? Because there was a brokerage house report in the morning. CLSC came out with an outperform rating with a target price of 1800 on this one. And they do believe that the company has stable credit costs, rate cut triggers are going forward to be positive, and it's still available at 20 to 40% discount to peers right now. How are you looking at IndusInd Bank versus the other frontline banking counters?
So as we discussed about that within the banking, we are looking some divergence or divided performance. Now coming to the IndusInd Bank, looking at daily price chart, IndusInd Bank getting back into the bullish zone. Number one, number two, stock price was trading into the falling channel, and after that, in within that channel, we can see that momentum indicator was into the extreme oversold territory, and from that it is recovering now. So on intraday price chart, we can clearly see cup and handle pattern. So one can go long on IndusInd Bank at current market price, keeps strict stop loss of 1370, and the stock price is trading about 1390. If prices is not breaking down 1370, then we can expect price target of 1450, 1470 in upcoming time. So definitely IndusInd Bank one can go long.
Okay, IndusInd Bank one can continue to go long on right now. The media stocks, the oil and gas index that continues to be in the positive zone, and the pharma space is back into the green, 0.2% higher. Let's look within the pharma space what else is buzzing right now. You do see stocks like Sun Pharma definitely gaining ground on the frontline counters, but we also have Granules India, Biocon, Zydus, Torrent, even JB Chemicals and Pharma, Lupin, all of these counters also coming up in trade. You had mentioned, Kiran, that hospital stocks is something that you'll be looking at, and even I think Torrent Pharma you had highlighted right in the opening when we had opened the show with you. What else can one add to the list within the mid-cap pharma space?
So within the mid-cap pharma stock, as discussed about hospital stocks, one can look the Fortis Healthcare at current market price. At Fortis, the stock price since last 3 days trading into the falling channel. However, stock price has already given a big breakout at current market price. So one can go long on Fortis at current market price, keep strict stop loss of 520, and we can expect price target of somewhere around 560, 570.
Okay, got it. We haven't touched base upon Zomato today. It's up by about 2 tenths% higher, 256 odd levels. Kiran, what are you looking at the charts in of Zomato right now? We've already seen the stock double. Is it done with the kind of gains that we have seen in the interim, or do you think some more moves can actually come in on this stock?
So from 2 digit to 3 digit, and we can say from 70 rupees to 260 rupees, the stock price has delivered a far fantastic return within the 1 year. Definitely some time correction has to be there. We are not seeing some price correction should happen, but time correction has to happen because generally we have seen prices never run or never go vertically upside. So that is a normal psychology of the market. So at current market price, we are not recommending to go long on Zomato, but any dips towards 200 would be the great entry. So anyone is holding this particular stock, they can keep booking some profits or keep trail stop loss to 50 days or 100 days moving average. And for fresh buying, we can expect some dip down somewhere around 220 to 200 where they can enter.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at some outperformers that are now gracing our screen in terms of gains. Sakshi and Kiranji just discussed Zomato. It's now back in the green. It's actually a PSU day, and I'll mark a little known company called Power Finance Corporation. It is actually PTC India, PTC Financial Services, 61 rupees 38, 3% higher. And across the power space, across the PSU space, you have strong moves coming into the oil marketing companies. BPCL is up 1.5, HPCL is up 1.1, and the quiet gainer today is Indian Oil Corporation, 1.4 higher at 175. Kiranji, what are the charts of IOC telling you?
Looking at IOC chart, the stock price trading into the high top high bottom pattern. Recently, we have seen a long consolidation from 190 to 150. And from that, now stock price trading into the high top high bottom pattern. Stock price is above its all important moving average, and on intraday chart, clear cut a cup and handle pattern breakout is there. So one can go aggressive long at current market price. I can appreciate that very good pick Sailji has given us. So 175 current market price, one can go long, keep stick stop loss of 170, and we can expect price target of somewhere around 185 to 190 for sure. So definitely one can go long.
Okay. Kiran, let's also discuss with you one more stock within the broader markets that's gaining ground. Insecticides India, after a long haul, is coming up 12% higher in trade today. Is there a follow-on move that one should be looking at here?
Which stock we are discussing?
Insecticides India.
I'm not able to pull out the chart.
Okay. This stock is trading at 1046. It's up by 13 odd %. There's a strong momentum right here. Insecticides India, it's almost 119 rupees higher in trade today.
Yes.
Never mind. We'll focus on some other stocks right there. Let's look at the Nifty next 50 stocks which are also gaining ground today. We have, of course, Trent that we have discussed. There is, apart from this, Jio Financial Services that's gaining ground 1.4% higher. Indigo is up by 1%. You also have REC, Tata Power. These are the stocks that are buzzing in trade. How are you looking at Jio Financial Services stock as of now, Kiran?
So looking at Jio, we have seen a far good downfall or a time correction has happened on Jio Financial. Now stock price trading somewhere near to its 200 days moving average. And since 1 week, we are seeing stock price also get back into the high top high bottom pattern. As of now, stock is trading above its 220 days moving average. On daily price chart, we have seen a good bottom somewhere around 320. So risk reward ratio here looks very much lucrative. One can go long at current market price, keep stick stop loss below 320, and we can expect price target of 350, 360 in upcoming time.
I'd like to mark Whirlpool India. I'll request the PCR to fire this stock. There are two reasons for it. 2043, 1.25% higher. There is a report by a news agency, Bloomberg, quoting its owner, saying that, quoting the owner of LG Electronics, my apologies, that LG Electronics is actually looking to list its 100% owned subsidiary in India on the capital markets. No time frame has been given, but as I have mentioned, this boom that we are seeing in the IPO market is prompting a lot of MNCs to do two things. One, to list their Indian units. Remember, Hyundai is in the pipeline, and joining tentatively is also LNG Electronics, but it gives a very nice color to what we are seeing on Whirlpool's chart. Its parent about 3-4 months ago had sold a substantial stake to Indian mutual funds at about 1200 rupees. The stock is now 2100 rupees. Kiranji, what are the charts of Whirlpool telling you?
So looking at Whirlpool, as you discussed, that stock price was into the height of higher bottom pattern since last couple of months. If you look at the weekly price chart, on weekly price chart, in 2021 stock price made a high of 2600, and from that a rock bottom made in March 2024 somewhere around 1100, and from 1100 now stock price is 2000. Looking at weekly chart, a following wedge is breaking out at somewhere around 1700 level, and from 1700 level we can see a flat horizontal trend line also, or a resistance line also. So now that's become a support. So any dips toward 1800, 1700 would be a great buy. Keep strict stop loss below 1700, and we can expect price target of 25, 2600 in upcoming time. So definitely one can go long on Whirlpool on any dips provided stop loss below 1800.
Right. Kiran, before we let you go, LTI Mindtree is moved to the top spot as far as the Nifty movers are concerned, 3% higher at 5930 at the current levels. It's also one of the top buzzers within the F&O space. How would you track this stock?
So looking at LTI Mindtree, the clear-cut cup and handle pattern breakout candidate, and the retesting has also happened. So we can expect a very good a long-term bet one can take on LTI Mindtree. So this is not only for the trade, one can go for as an investment on LTI Mindtree at current market price. Keep strict stop loss of 5600, and we can expect price target of 65, 6700 in upcoming time. So definitely LTI Mindtree looks very promising.
Okay, got it. Just before we wrap up, let's also give an update on Orient Technologies that's about to get listed today, viewers. And the company is also looking at, I think it's settled already at about a 39.8% premium at 288 odd levels, or Orient Technologies. Keep an eye out on this one. It's going to be listed shortly at 10 a.m. Remember, the initial share sale involved 120 odd crore rupees of a fresh issue and 95 odd crore rupees of an offer for sale. The price band was 195 to 206. So on top of 206, we're looking at a 288 rupees at which it is going to be probably getting listed today. That indicates a premium of almost 39.8%. So that will be the IPO that you need to look at on listing. All right, Kiran, we'll thank you on that note, and we'll start wrapping up the market trades right now. Thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts, ideas, and being with us in the morning edition today. Always a pleasure to host you right there. The Nifty is absolutely flat at 25,018, viewers. We have the media stocks that's up by 1%. The index, small caps, IT, pharma, infra, oil and gas and autos remain in the thick of action. Some of the IT names like LTI Mindtree are holding up, with Wipro, Infosys also supporting the Nifty moves. BPCL, M&M, IndusInd Bank are the other counters within the top moving Nifty counters. On the downside, you have stocks like Hero Moto, ONGC, Tata Steel, HCL Tech, JSW Steel seeing some profits being shaved off. Within the F&O space, you have stocks like Indian Energy Exchange, LTI Mindtree, Trent, and Aditya Birla Fashion Retail as among the top movers. PSU stocks still holding up. The index is flattened out, but BPCL, IOC, HPCL, all the three OMCs are up of over 1% each. REC, Indian Railway, LIC, these are the kind of counters that are still buzzing in trade. Anything else, Shail, that you need to add before we wrap?
Yes, actually, I think the day will go to the PSU pack, particularly railways, and that needs to be watched out. A very, very strong move that is coming across the board in the pharma space. Spate of record highs, Lupin in particular, 2178 for you. Aurobindo Pharma, 1558, 0.5% higher. Sun Pharma, almost a digit change will happen today. 1800, you will see the light of day, 0.5% higher. Abbott, Torrent Pharma, and of course FTC are also in the list of highs. In fact, you see how many, about 15 new highs out of 15, 7 are pharma stocks, and it continues because relative valuations in pharma are far better and far cheaper than what they are in the broader markets, actually.
All right, we'll wrap it up at that, viewers. Thanks for staying with us on the morning edition of Market Today. But do stay tuned as the action will continue to unfold in front of your screens. A whole lot to be tracked today. So stay with us. 12 noon, I'll be back with another edition of Daily Calls that answers your queries. Stay tuned.
Angry citizens on the street demanding justice for rape victims. Bengal, Maharashtra and Assam erupted last week with calls for swift punishment for rapists who brutalized a trainee doctor in Kolkata, kindergarten kids in Badlapur and school kid in Nagaon. In Assam, one of the suspects died in custody soon after his arrest.
আমাৰ তেওঁ ফুটফুচ কৰাৰ পিছত আৰু তেওঁক যিটো আমাৰ চিন অফ ক্ৰাইম য'ত ঘটনাটো হৈছিলে সেইটো দেখুৱাবলৈ তেওঁক লৈ যোৱা হৈছিলে তেনে